Hi, I'm Dawn Michelle, and this is Makeup or Breakup Blog. And today I'm so excited to be trying out my first impressions on this lovely foundation stick. So I think that is going to be the trend for the fall, and that is the one from LYS Beauty. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. It's LYS. And I mentioned in a prior video, because I got this in the more recent one of the subscription boxes, Ipsy, that the triangular feature reminded me of the hourglass, the way that it had the shape. I think it was the same kind of triangular shape. And I'll put a mention on what shade this is, but we're just going to talk a little bit about this and try this out. So this is how it looks. Of course, I'm on the light side. Okay, this is called, again, the LYS Triple Fix Blurring Skin Tint Foundation. And I took some notes down just in case I didn't want to leave anything out. This is supposed to be an all-in-one serum, primer, and foundation. Now, I have moisturizer on my face as well as FPF and SPF. I don't believe this has an SPF, which is okay. You know, I can always add that to anything else. And this provides sheer to full coverage depending on what you use. It says you can use a sponge, a damp sponge. You can use your fingers. It says if you want a more full coverage, then they recommend doing 3 swipes of this on your skin and using a brush. So there's 22 shades. It goes from light to deep. I think the deepest is espresso, and it has, I think, a pink undertone. So that's just something to keep in mind. It has 22 shades, which is a nice start. The price is a little pricey. It's 27 US dollars, but on the site, if you go direct to the LYS Beauty site, they do have, at least in America, the US, they have a feature for an installment pay plan. It's called Klarna. So that's one thing that's nice about that. And I also want to say that this is cruelty-free, vegan, and gluten-free, which that's interesting. And they sell it on their website as well as in Sephora. So I think this clicks. I'm not sure. It's interesting how it does that. See how it rises like that? So I'll do it again. It's a very interesting packaging. So there you go. I'll start off not too high up because I don't want to break anything. And we're just gonna, okay. So I put it on a little thick. It doesn't have a scent, which is nice. I'm not sure if I'm gonna use my finger or not. If it feels like it's calling for my finger, to be quite honest. So I'm doing that with my finger for now, just so you could see how it looks when you apply, because these are the original tools. Interestingly, even though it glides a bit, it feels like it's drying. You know, so I'm gonna try this, see how that works. And this is pre-moistened, I already. So when I use the sponge, it looks a little more natural. You see that? But it's not like full coverage. It's like a natural. It's my skin, but better. So that's interesting. That's interesting. I like this. So I'm gonna do this side. And I just get the feeling that, you know, if you're not going to distribute it right away, that it might set. So you may want to start moving the product around as soon as you apply to the skin. Don't let it sit. And for me, as you may or may not know, for some of the long-time viewers, they already know my red spot. I have a combination skin. I have an oily T-zone, and I tend to have the redness around the nose and around here. So if that can get covered, fantastic. I'm still on the lookout for what I'm going to use for a wedding that I'm supposed to be attending in another month or so. So I'm still testing out what will work for me, and plus the weather will be changing between now and September. So it's still up for grabs what I'm going to be using that I feel comfortable with, that makes me look the most natural and the most healthy. It gives me a natural finish. I'm gonna say overall this doesn't look too bad. What do you think? I think I need to apply more here around that spot. Again, it's creamy, which is nice. I wonder if I have to set this with a powder. I really don't want to use a powder. Like less is definitely more. Let's see. So this is my initial look on it. What do you think? Not bad. Not bad at all. Some other tidbits about this. This has a couple of key ingredients that the brand would like to point out, that they have a green tea extract and a watermelon extract. And the green tea is supposed to help soften, soothe, and hydrate. The watermelon extract is to help retain more moisture. And rosehip oil, which is an antioxidant with vitamins A, C, and E. It's supposed to reduce dark spots and improve moisture levels. And it also gives you instructions on full versus light. For light, this may be one. You can use a finger, brush, or sponge. And it says for full coverage, you can control that as well, to add 3 or more swipes and then blend with a brush, sponge, fingers. So far I haven't felt the need to use or utilize a brush, but you know what? I'm gonna see. So I'm doing it like that, right? I'm wondering if I get the darker one or deeper one, that I can get really like use as a contour brush, a contour. So I'm gonna use this lovely, I haven't used this in a while. I'm like, oof, where have you been? But at least it's, it's clean. Let's try this. Okay, I'm not sure how I'm feeling about this type of brush. I mean, it feels nice on the skin. I just feel like it just moves the product around and doesn't really sit. I'm not really sure. But I like the fact that it's a combination of all three. Like, a part of me wants to also, believe it or not, use it as a concealer. I don't know why I'm doing that, but I am. And should I use my fingers? I could use my fingers for here, just to. The only thing that I'm concerned about is that my eyelids are on the oily side, so I just worry. I'm gonna do one side with this brush so you can see. Okay. That's how it looks with that. And then the other side, I'm gonna use this and go in like so. You can see the difference. Okay. Oh, shouldn't have done that. Okay, so you see the bit of a difference. Like here, This also tends to move the product around more because there is a little bit of moisture in this as well. So what I really would have liked is for the product to sort of, you know, spread a little but not slide, if that makes sense. That's essentially it. Let me touch my face. Okay, my skin feels soft, supple. It feels hydrated. It feels plump. I mean, normally you wouldn't apply a powder. What's the rule of thumb? You don't put a powder over a cream, but I don't mind. There's enough hydration that I don't feel like the powder is going to get stuck or streak. Now I don't have my contour brush here, so I'm just gonna be a little more specific about this. So if you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm not crunching up, but bunching up the brush hairs, because contouring the brush tends to be a little stronger, not as floofy as a blush brush would be or a powder brush. So I'm just trying to give it a little dimension and pack the brushes a little closer together in order to get the desired effect. Yeah, and that's, yeah, just to add a little color, nothing extraordinary. Just keep it simple. I'm gonna try this for the next week or two, and I will post a follow-up video about my findings on this foundation stick, whether or not this is something that I'm really liking it. My skin looks natural. It doesn't look cakey. It feels light, and my skin feels plump, you know, but not overtly saturated to the point that I feel like it's, you know. And I haven't applied any real powder. I have gone back in to put some of my favorite e.l.f. blush on, just to give me a little bit of color, along with some bronzer. And I look awake. I don't look overly done, and I'm liking it. Let me know in the comments below what you think. And if you haven't done so already, hit that like button, and even better, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you will know my next video will be up. Thank you so much for joining me on my latest makeup adventure with LYS Beauty. And I promise to put up a follow-up video in a couple of weeks. And thank you for joining me. Stay safe, stay hydrated, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.